Good morning, everybody. J.R. Fisher here. It is Monday morning. How excited are you to greet Monday morning? You know, we only get, 52 Monday mornings? I'm excited to be here. I hope you are too. It is Monday morning, and if you're new to us, don't forget to subscribe, ring the bell. What the heck? There we go. Turn on all bell notifications so you're notified each and every time I go live, which is Monday through Saturday. And Sunday through Thursday, I post recorded videos, so you're going to see those too. Lots of content for you guys. If you're trying to start, run, and grow an online business, this is the place you want to be. I cover all things that have to do with that. And you can ask questions, okay? On these live sessions here, you are welcome to ask questions. James says I'm loud and clear in Savannah. I appreciate that. You know I hit the like button. Yes, don't forget to hit the like button, everybody. That like button means so much. And I've been trying to get to 5,000 subscribers. As of this morning, I need 16. 16 is all I need. So what have I got? I've got 4,984. I just need 16. 16 is all I need, okay? So please, 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 if you haven't subscribed, please do so. If you know people that want to run online businesses, please share the channel with them. Possibly we can get them to subscribe. Today I'm going to talk about how to stay motivated while taking online courses. So that's the subject matter today. However, if you've got questions about anything, about starting, running, growing your online business, I'm here to help you out. If I don't know something, I'll probably research it for you, but I've done a lot in marketing online. You know, I looked this weekend, and I had people who bought into one of my courses at a $397 level. I had somebody else who bought one of my courses for around $400. I sold several of my $27 a month ones. We sold all kinds of canned meats. It was really cool because I look at all these things that I sell online now, and I'm like, wow, those things didn't exist. I mean, they weren't there before, and I came up with them. So it's kind of cool to see that that happens, and I want to share that with you so that you can get some of the help, that I didn't have in the beginning. And I want to welcome some people here. James, you're always welcome, buddy. Love having you here. Richard Brown, yes, excited. And 5 p.m. on this side of the pond. Richard's over there in the UK. It's good to see you, Richard. It always is, man. Just love having you around. Sorav Lahane says, hi, tell me where you're from. Cool name. I love it. I love it. I love diversity. I love different people. Man, I just love the world. It's great. We're all just humans kind of getting through this thing, right? No matter where you're born, what you look like, how old you are, we're just kind of going through this thing together. So let's support each other. Let's be kind to each other. Let's help each other. Paul says your video looks really good today. Oh, that's good to hear. I did adjust the camera. I have no idea if that helps or not. I'm getting some new cameras when I get to Austin. Man, if you could see my house right now, it is a disaster. There are boxes everywhere. There's things kind of half packed, some are packed. I've got my bookshelf over there. I've got all my books off it, but I've still got a couple little artifacts on there. The bookshelf's got to come down. I got a picture up on the wall. I got to move. We've got lots of stuff to do. But today we're here to talk about doing courses online and how to stay motivated. So I do want to get into that. But along the way, like I said, any questions you guys have, man, feel free to jump in there. Ask me whatever questions you want. I am here to help you. I'm here to serve you. So please, please, please feel free to ask me anything you want. I've I've taken a lot of courses online, and it is really different from actually taking a course in person. It's hard to stay motivated. It's hard to stay motivated because there are so many factors. I mean, there's so many distractions. Plus, there's nobody watching you. If you go into a classroom and you're taking a course in a classroom, you got the instructor that's watching you. You got the other students that are watching you. You have a set schedule. You got to be there anyhow, right? So maybe they have attendance, and so you got to be there for your attendance. There's so many other things that can keep you motivated. And it may not be exciting or it may not be fun, but at least it keeps you motivated. But in the absence of all these traditional classroom constraints, it can kind of trigger motivation loss. I'll call it motivation loss, because when we start a course, we're motivated, right? Because we want to start it. But it can make it really difficult without all these outside things. So I want to talk about things you can do to stay motivated. And motivation, is a funny thing. I think people think of motivation is something that just comes over you, like, oh my gosh, I'm motivated, I'm gonna go do something. And it's not like that. What motivation really is you doing something and then getting into it and then feeling like doing it. You probably won't feel like doing something prior to doing it. I know I work out, 4 or 5 days a week, and for the most part, I never feel motivated. Okay, I just don't. I tell myself that that's part of the process. I tell myself, you know what? You're not going to feel motivated. Deal with it and just go do what you need to do. And that's what you need to do. I'd say that's one of the first steps in taking an online course, is just saying, hey, you're not going to feel motivated. Just go do it anyhow. So let me start with some of these steps that we can go through. Number one is, I would say, to set goals. Set goals, okay? Set small goals, some attainable goals, easy to reach goals. That way you will prevent that getting discouraged type thing and overwhelmed. And then also, once you've set these goals, let's say you're going to, I don't know, work on your online course from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. in the morning. Okay, keep track of that somewhere. Visually on a piece of paper, Monday 9 to 10, and then check it off and say, hey, I did that thing. Okay, once you see what you're doing on a piece of paper, and I'm not a fan of paper, believe me, I have virtually no paper in my office at all, or you could keep it on an app on your phone, but look at it every day so you can see what you're getting done. Okay, keep track, I don't know, maybe you want to use a sticky note, something like that, placing that on your desk or a wall or something like that. Or a spreadsheet. You could use a spreadsheet if you wanted. But remember, those small successes are what's going to help you. When I don't feel like working out, when I don't feel like exercising, I think back about all the times that I have exercised. Let me get a sip here. And let me look at some of your questions here. Motivation is short term. Inspiration and discipline moves the needle. Discipline, is a big thing, and discipline in itself is hard to do. I mean, all these things are hard. If they weren't hard, everybody would be doing it. Everybody would be doing what they're supposed to be doing. And for the most part, people don't. I mean, you guys are disciplined enough to show up here and listen to me. Man, I appreciate that. So I owe you something. I owe you to show you what's going to work for you, what's going to change your life. How often do you revisit your goals? Wow. I don't want to say every single day, but I would say it's close to it, Paul. It's very, very often. And I probably am too hard on myself on this. I kind of beat myself up because throughout the day, I'm asking myself, what are you getting accomplished? What have you done? What did you do in the past hour? I mean, I'm constantly on myself about this. And it seems like the older I get, the more I'm in the moment realizing, what are you doing right now that's worthwhile? Now, that doesn't mean, and I sat at dinner last night with a couple friends of mine, Luigi, who's 86, he'll be 87 in August, and his wife, Jeannie, who's 70. And I met him, when I was in my 20s, which was almost 40 years ago now, 34, 35 years ago, I think I told you guys the other day. And we were sitting there having dinner. Now, was that productive? The question is, was that productive, us having dinner with them at this nice restaurant? And the answer is yes, because I was investing in a friendship. Okay, I was investing in a friendship that means something to me. Okay, so it meant something to me. So when I say be productive all the time, it doesn't mean you've got to work on your business all the time. Okay, sometimes, yeah, you should. Okay, there's certain hours during the day I know I need to work on my business. That's just so immensely important. But I revisit my goals probably all the time, all day long. I'm always revisiting them. Like every hour I'm looking at what I'm doing. So that's how often I revisit. My big goals are big goals, and they seem like they take care of themselves because I'm always checking the small ones, those little small things. Number two, I would tell you, is to create a schedule. And I briefly mentioned that when I said, I'm going to study from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. But basically develop a plan to stay on track so that you can complete your coursework and still allow time for things you enjoy. I schedule downtime too. I schedule time to, I'm going to go for a walk with my dog. I do that almost every day with my wife. We take our dog for a walk. Yesterday I got lazy. I didn't do it yesterday. That doesn't mean I won't do it today. I think a lot of times people, will send a schedule to do something, and then if they don't do certain things on the schedule, they're like, oh, heck with it. I didn't exercise for 3 days straight, so I'm just going to quit. No, that just means you didn't exercise for 3 days straight. You can still do it. So you want to schedule times to log your course study time, okay? Create reminders of the due dates on your calendar. I mean, look at those things. You can do it on your phone. You can do it on, an iPad, whatever you want to do. But that's important. Richard Brown is saying, success is a journey, not an endpoint. It really is, guys. It's like, if you stop and think about this success thing, and you say, okay, what is success to you? Well, it's having a big house. Excuse me. It's having a big house with 4 bedrooms. Okay, we're going to say that. Okay, so let's say you get a big house with 4 bedrooms, then what? Are you done? Is it over? Is everything over with? And the answer is obviously no, it's not. So, it's like he just said, it is something that you're achieving along the way, but there's no end point to success. There's no end point to it. It's the process of going through all these things. Like the schedule I just told you, create a schedule. Let's see, You Need the Slight Edge by Jeff Olson to keep in the groove, either on upward curve or on downward curve. Super for keeping focused and productive. Thank you very much. That's very helpful. I appreciate that, Richard. Richard's helping us out today. I like that, man. I like somebody who's proactive. Somebody who's writing comments in there is more likely to be successful than anybody else. I'm telling you, because they're participating. It only makes sense. People who sit back and don't participate rarely will be successful. It just doesn't happen. And he's got some good stuff in there. Let's see, Richard says, small, simple steps each and every day, and then they become a habit. And that's very true. You got to force yourself into these things. You've got to force yourself. And I hate when people say, well, I just didn't feel like it. No kidding. You didn't feel like it. Really. None of us feel like it, darn it. We just have to do it. Number 3 is kind of look at your social network. Okay, when you take online classes, you're not going to see, like I said earlier, your classmates or your instructor face-to-face. So you're going to feel a little bit isolated. In order to get away from that, maybe you could get in touch with other people that are taking the courses. Maybe you could do a Google Hangout. Maybe you could do a discussion forum. Maybe you could get on the phone and talk to some of these people. Yeah, actually use one of these to talk like this, right? Or put it on your speakerphone and just set it somewhere. But you could do that. These things will keep your spirits built up, okay? When you interact with other people, and also it's going to help with your accountability, right? Other people are going to go, well, how far did you get? Did you get past video 3? I'm at video 6. And you're like, oh, no, I got to get going because this person's way ahead of me now and they started the same time as me. So that stuff helps a lot. Next up on here is number 4, and I want you to start sharing your knowledge. Share your knowledge. I do this every day, right? I share knowledge. That's what I do. But I want you to talk about your coursework with your friends, your family. Let's say you're doing one on photography. Maybe you could go through YouTube and you could find people who are doing videos on photography and say, I just learned this trick here. Maybe you want to try it, and put a comment on one of their videos. Get involved, man. Make your life worthwhile. Do something. Interact with other human beings. That's what this is all about. If you're wondering what life's all about, it's your interaction with other human beings. It's you challenging yourself. It's you accomplishing things. It's not about relaxation. We've been sold a bad bill of goods. We've been told that we're supposed to go through school, then maybe go through college, and then get a job with some company, work for somebody else, make their dreams come true, and then us retire at about half what we make and sit around and wait until we die. That's what we've been told. Think about it. That's a sucky plan. That's a really sucky plan. It's not a good plan, okay? The plan should be get up every day and enjoy your life and learn new things and help other people. How about that for a plan? That's a pretty cool plan. That's what I try to do every day. I try to do that. I don't always accomplish everything, okay? But I try to do those things every day, and it makes me more willing to get up and do stuff. I know that I'm doing stuff for other people, right? I know that I'm getting better at stuff. Paul says, I was inspired by your discipline and habits when we met. Oh, really? You worked out every day, and when not on excursions, you were working on deck. Yeah, I did do that. And I do it because I like it. And I do the workouts not because I like them. I won't tell you that. I do the workouts because I want to stay healthy. I was at Trader Joe's the other day, and this woman was coming out, and she was well over 300 pounds, probably about 5'5", so she was huge. She could barely move. She had one of these walking cane things with a seat on it. And she's slowly coming out of the store, just waddling, barely getting along, and she came to the curb where she had to step down. It was effort for her. It was real effort. She had to step down this curb. She barely stepped down. Somebody walked by and they said good morning, and she said, "It's my birthday today." And they were like, well, happy birthday. She says, "I'm 25. And they looked at her, and they kind of stepped back because she had gray hair and everything. She goes, "I'm just kidding. I'm 2.5 times that." So I quickly did the math, and I said, well, that's going to make her 62 and a half. 62 and a half. And she can't get down the curb. Now, I'm 61. And I looked at that, and I thought, my God. The other day, I did set a record on my push-ups. I got to 132. I got to 132 push-ups, okay? Now, that was 3 sets, 40 seconds per set, okay? I don't want you to think I did them straight. I did not. But I'm thinking, I don't want to be the person who can't step down off that curb. And what does it take? It takes me doing exercises every single day when I don't want to, so that I can step down the curb and not have a hard time doing it. You're going to pay a price. And I don't want to get off subject here because I was only on number 3 about getting social. But you are going to pay a price for your lack of exercise. And that price is going to be pain and discomfort of just using your body because you didn't use your body. There is no way out of exercise, okay? If you exercise, it's going to hurt. If you don't exercise, you're going to get sick and you're going to hurt. There's no way out of this. So do you want to have pain all day, every day, because you never exercise? Or do you want to exercise and have pain for 30 minutes or an hour while you exercise, and the rest of the day you feel pretty good? What do you want to do? You can't avoid it. It's impossible. Number 4, and sorry to get off on a tangent about exercise, but I'm a big advocate, and I'm not like in great shape. Okay, I'm in okay shape. I'm in better shape than most people my age, but I work on it every day. Okay. Next thing is number 4. I went over that, did I? Share your knowledge. Yes. I said share your knowledge with other people. I did that one. Number 4. Number 5 is you got to be healthy. You got to be healthy. Okay. Now, being healthy is a funny thing. Because being healthy, people think, well, I've got to do every single thing right. And that's not true. What you have to, well, I mean, it'd be great if you did. I don't do every single thing right. Last night I had this stuffed salmon with crab and cheese and big sauce all over it. But I won't have that today because I want to stay healthy. So today I've got to eat healthier. Okay, I've got to eat cleaner today. But staying healthy is super important, because if you don't stay healthy, guys, if you don't feel good, physically, if you're not taking care of your mental and your physical health, and when I say health, it is mental and physical. It's both of these things. If you're not doing that, you're not going to want to take your course. You're not going to want to study. You're not going to want to take the course or do any of that stuff. You got to do regular exercise. You got to eat healthy meals the majority of the time. You've got to get plenty of rest and relaxation. Okay, all these things are important. I don't, work 20 hours a day and only sleep 2 or 3 hours. I don't do that. I know people that do that. I don't do that. I want to make time for my health too. Could I make more money if I did that? Probably, but it's not that important to me. My health is more important to me. So make sure you take care of your health. If you feel good, you're going to want to take the course that you're taking, okay? You're going to stay motivated on it. And then the last thing I've got for you today is to reward yourself. Very important you do that. Everyone deserves a little pat on the back, and you can give it to yourself, okay? As you complete your coursework, take time to recognize what you've done. Look at your achievements. Look at all the videos you've watched. Look at all the assignments you went through. When you finish a really boring area of your training, and some of it's going to be boring. I think a lot of people think, well, I'm only going to take a course if it's exciting and it invigorates me, it makes me feel great. Sometimes it won't. Sometimes you got to just learn your ABCs. Sometimes you got to learn, addition, subtraction, multiplication, and it's not going to be fun and exciting, but you still got to do it. That is very true with online learning. I think a lot of people fall out because they're saying, oh, it wasn't that much fun. I didn't enjoy it that much. That doesn't mean you shouldn't learn it. That doesn't mean you shouldn't learn it because you weren't. Now, if the course is bad, that's a whole different story. I almost started a course on videos the other day, and it was a bad course. It was stuff I already knew. It was like, well, I don't want to go through this. I'm wasting my time. So I found another course on making videos, and I'm watching that now, and it's pretty good. Paul says, oh wait, James has got a comment in there. For balance, check out Tai Chi and yoga. Yes, I haven't done Tai Chi, James. I have done yoga. In fact, I've done that many times, and I think that's a great form of exercise. It's really good. It really helps with your balance. And balance is very important in life. And I don't mean just in your eating, in your social life, in your work, but I mean your physical balance, your core, strong core. And that's what yoga helps you with, is your balance. And why do you work out? Because you don't want to step down off a curb and break your leg, right? You want to be able to step down off the curb and be fine, okay? Or if you do fall down, you don't get hurt. Those things are important. You need to exercise to keep your body strong. Paul says, I find early morning to do courses is best because it allows me to focus, not interrupted. Very good. Because of your inspiring talk on exercise, I started again. Buddy, I am so glad you did. Really, it's so important. Paul, I'm telling you, it is so important. Please stick with it. You will be around many more years. It's going to be a pain. It's going to be difficult. It's going to be hard. But just do it. Just tell yourself every day, this is what I do. You know, and I think that's one of the biggest statements. I learned that statement from David Goggins. And if you don't know David Goggins, look up David Goggins. Let me put this in here. Read David Goggins' book called You Can't Hurt Me. That's a great book, guys. I got it on audio and went through the audio. I was amazed. I mean, just amazed. It's a fantastic book. But that's the one thing he said, is he said, tell yourself, this is who I am and this is what I do. I think for too many people, and my wife just started exercising with me about a year and a half ago, but she always told herself, I'm not the kind of person who exercises. That's not what I do. So I said, well, change that narrative. Tell yourself that you are the type of person that exercises. That is what you do. That's who you are. Tell yourself that. Because the only difference in being a person who does that and being a person who doesn't do that is just doing it. That's it. So once you start doing it, Paul, I'm telling you, oh, buddy, do it, walk, do sit-ups, and it's going to be uncomfortable, but make sure that you have a plan as far as what you're going to do, what days of the week you're going to do it. I exercise right after lunch every day, and it doesn't matter when you do it. People say, when's the best time to exercise? I said, whenever you do it is the best time, okay? Maybe it's late at night, maybe it's early morning, maybe it's like me after lunch, but just pick a time and stick with it and do it. The problem with not picking a time is you say, well, if I have time tomorrow, I'm going to work out. Guess what you won't have time for tomorrow? Just guess. It's not going to be working out, that's for sure. So doing that is so very important. And I'm telling you, it literally changes my mindset. When I exercise, my mind thinks differently. It just does. I don't know why. Let's see. On my reading list, and thanks. Oh, good, Richard. Richard, buddy, that book is will blow your mind. He has done so many amazing things with such a really tough life. And I think that's another thing a lot of us do. And I'm a little off track now, but I've been through the 6, so I can go off on a tangent. We think because certain things happen to us in life that we are destined to be whatever, or of course we're going to act whatever. That's not true. Those are just things that happen to you. You can be anything you want from this point forward. It doesn't even matter what happened prior to today. You can change tomorrow or today. You could start being a millionaire online. You could do that. Okay. You could start selling products. You could start motivating people. You could start exercising. You could start having a positive attitude. You can start doing anything you want today. You don't have to be who you were. Now, if you like who you were, hey, more power to you. Continue being who you were. But if there's some things about your life you don't like, and I think all of us have things about our life we just don't like, change it. You've got this one chance. You're still alive. At some point, you won't be able to change it because you're going to die. I mean, I hate to tell you this, but you're going to die. Everybody listening to this is going to die. So why not do what you can do now? Do what you can do. That's another important thing. I see people in wheelchairs and people who are paralyzed and they're exercising. If you're not and your arms and legs work, why not? Give me a reason for why not on that one. I don't think you can. So that's really important. Richard Brown says, reading 10 pages of a good book every day helps read the mindset and to complete tasks. Yes, it does. And the other thing with books, and I've heard people say things like, well, I'm not much of a reader. I don't really read. I'm like, oh my God, you're ignorant. But the thing is with books is there is no right or wrong way to read a book. Okay, so sometimes I'll get a book and it's so interesting that I'm consumed by it, and I'll just read it and read it and read it, and I love it, love it, love it. Sometimes I'll get a book and it's like a lot of the subject matter I already know, so I'll skim through the book and I'll just read the parts I didn't know. Okay, sometimes I'll get a book and I'll get into it and I'm like, this is not a very good book, and I can set that aside and move on to the next one. I don't have the guilt of, oh my God, I got to finish that book before I move on to the next one. I got to read every word on every page. You don't have to do that. It's not necessary. I'm going to release you from that. A lot of people think, well, I can't start another book because I'm still working on this one. Yes, you can. If it ain't working for you, just grab the next book. I give you permission. I give you the reading permission to do it any way you want. If you take that attitude about reading, about learning, these courses and all this stuff, and I'm not saying quit every single book, quit every single course. I'm not saying that at all. But I'm just saying don't let that prevent you from moving forward. I think a lot of people do that. I think a lot of people go, well, I can't read those other 6 books because I haven't finished this one. Yes, you can. Where's the rule? Where is it written? Where is it written that you have to do that? Where is it written that you got to read every word on every page? Why can't you skim through a book and get out of it what you want and move on to the next book? Why can't you do that? The answer is you can. You can do that. Why can't you skim through a course and look at the videos you want to look at and move on? You can. You can do that. And then you'll get more done, and then you'll get more education by doing that. Guys, if you have any more comments in that chat section, please put them in there. I love your interaction today. You guys have been awesome. As a matter of fact, thank you so much for your comments in the chat section today. I appreciate it. I'll put that in there. And Paul says, you just mentioned change the narrative. Words have power, so no negative self-talk. There is no try, only do Yoda. Because if you're trying, you're lying. Yeah. If people say, well, I'm going to try to start doing that, or I'm going to try to exercise, I'm going to try to start eating right, just do it. What does try mean? I don't even know what try means. Try means I'm going to start doing something, and if it doesn't work out the way I want, I'm going to quit. That's what try means. Just do it. And you say, well, what if it doesn't work out? Then it didn't work out. But just go ahead and do it anyhow, okay? And the thing is, what is not working out? Like, if you say, well, I'm going to try to do push-ups and I can't do one, then do a half a one. Then do it on your knees, okay? Then push up against a wall. Stand up and do that kind of push-up. You can do something. And as you do something, you'll get better at it. You will get better at it. If I told you today that I want you to do push-ups, and I said, I want you to get down on the ground, and I want you to do as many push-ups as you can, really good form. And you get down on the ground, and I watch you, and you do 3 push-ups, and that's it. And I can tell by the expression on your face and the way you're breathing that that's really all you can do. The question is that really all you can do? Now, you say, well, yeah, JR, you just said it. You said you looked at my face, and we decided, and that was all I can do. That's all you can do right now. But what if every single day you got down on the ground and you did all you could do? You did all you could do. And is it possible you could get up to 4 or 5 push-ups if you really pushed yourself every single day? And you say, well, yeah, I could probably do that. I could probably get up to 4 or 5. Well, let me ask you a question. What if you did that for a few weeks and a few months? Could you get up to 10? Or could you get up to 12? And you say, well, yeah, I probably could if I did that every day. So let's go back to square one. You told me all you could do was 3 push-ups. It's not true, is it? That's only at that moment. You can get better at things if you do all you can do. The problem is people do less than what they can do, right? If they can do 3 push-ups and they never try to do 4, they always do 3, will they ever get to 12? And the answer is no, because they didn't push themselves past 3. So this exercise, this reading thing, this learning thing, this online marketing thing, you got to push yourself harder than what you think you can do, because your mind and your body and your actions will react to you pushing it. Pushing is good. Pushing is good, okay? You've got to push yourself past your boundaries. And a lot of people say, well, I've never been able to do more than 9 push-ups. What does that have to do with right now? It doesn't. It doesn't. You can do more. And I'm using push-ups for an example. It could be sit-ups. It could be pull-ups. It could be making money online. It could be how much you made in a day. It could be so many other things. but you've got to do all you can do. And the problem is people do a little less than what they can do every single day, and that's why they never get good. They never get good because they're always not challenging themselves. Challenging yourselves, facing adversity, facing failure, facing that you can't do more is tough to do. But if you do it, you will be able to do more. You're going to build on that, and one day you're going to be able to do 12 push-ups, or in my case 132, which I'm pretty proud of right now, right? That's pretty decent. So guys, if you have, you have a bunch of comments in here. I haven't scrolled. Read 2 or more books at the same time. There you go. You can go back and forth between 2 books, can't you? I mean, why not? What's the rule? People say, well, no, you can't do that. You haven't finished that book. No, you can do anything you want. Like you said, I like audiobooks and made my car my classroom. That's an excellent way to go about it, Paul. I don't drive much, so it doesn't work too well for me. Trying is like holding ground in the military. You're actually holding nothing. You're either moving forward or you're not. Patton. Yes, Patton was a great general, and he had some great spoken words. Was it him? I don't think it was Patton, the one that says nobody ever won a war by dying for the country. They won a war by making the other poor SOB die for his country. So that was one of his other sayings. I'm into constant and never-ending improvement. Good for you, James, and I believe you, buddy. I really do believe you. I can tell by the way you type things, the way you chat, your interaction. You're a pretty well-read dude. Richard Brown says, good group. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, Richard. It's not me, it's you. It's you. It is absolutely you. You can be a billionaire, and with bad health, you have nothing. Very true, and there's been those cases. Hope the packing goes well this week. Thank you, Paul. Got to bounce. Have a blessed week ahead, gang. Thank you so much. Richard Brown says, cheers, Paul. Richard Brown says, Patton. Love Patton. Guys, thank you so much for being here today. This has been a wonderful session. It invigorates me. It makes me feel better talking to you guys. I mean, thank you for showing up for me, to support me, to make me feel good. 16 is what I need. Subscribe, ring the bell, turn on all bell notifications so you're notified each and every time I go live or I upload a video. Live with passion. James, I'm going to hang on your words here. I love what you've got to say. Thanks a bunch for sharing your exercise. Peace and blessings always, everyone. See you tomorrow. Yes, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. I appreciate you guys so much. Now, if you're not watching this live, you're welcome to put whatever comments you want in the comment section. I'm going to go through and hit all those today. As a matter of fact, when I get off of here, I have a call. But after that call, I'm going to go ahead and start hitting some of those comments. I need to do that. I've been a little lax over the weekend, so I'm going to get in there and respond to some of your comments and answer your questions. Guys, thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate it. I got to pack today. I got to edit today. I got to work on my funnel today. I've got to answer your comments today. I got a full day. And